What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to react to the 10 shocking last minute rumors and spoilers for WWE SummerSlam 2025. Now, before we get started, if you love pro wrestling, if you love to have fun, hit the like and subscribe button. You may like it here, but if not, thank you for giving me an opportunity to entertain you guys. But I will say this as well. Spoiler alert. If you don't want anything to get spoiled, if you're worried about the rumors being true, do not watch this video beyond this point right here. I am trying to protect you guys, okay? And SummerSlam, when I upload this video, will be starting tomorrow. So I'm super excited. Right now, I should be in New York, or New Jersey, I'm sorry, somewhere around the area for MetLife so I can get ready to go into it the next day. But without further ado, let's get into it.
SummerSlam 2025 has a stacked card across 2 nights, and numerous matches have huge implications for the future of WWE. Join us now as we look at the most shocking last-minute rumors that you need to know about SummerSlam 2025. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 1, Bayley turns heel. Now, in recent weeks, Bayley has been teasing a character shift of sorts. She's been acting rather bizarre on social media, and she's been posting photos of her prior characters, and she's evidently disgruntled with missing out on both WrestleMania and SummerSlam this year. This could all come to a head this weekend, as a former women's champion could turn heel. Could this heel turn see Bayley cost Lyra Valkyria the women's Intercontinental title? It'd be a smart way to cement Bayley's new villainous persona, and it'll be interesting to see what WWE are planned for one of their top female stars. Number 2.
You know, honestly, I think her turning heel, she's going to actually probably cost Becky this title match, and Lyra Valkyria will win it this way. I know it doesn't make sense for a heel to cost a heel, but we got to remember, Becky did cost Bayley her opportunity at WrestleMania. So this would be an opportunity to get her back, right?
Another Bloodline debut. The Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu match is said to be a steel cage match, designed to keep wrestlers out of the confines of the ring. But that doesn't mean that WWE won't potentially debut another member of Sikoa's faction. One of the names that is being rumored is Zilla Fatu, who was the son of the legendary wrestler Umaga. Whilst this will make sense from a storyline perspective, Sikoa's faction is rather underdeveloped, and the other names in this faction still need significant development before WWE even thinks of diluting the group even further. Number 3.
I mean, that would help, but at the same time, I would think if Zilla Fatu shows up, he would be more so to side with Jacob Fatu. And the reason why I believe that is because, remember, 2 weeks ago, we had a storyline where somebody's car crashed into the Bloodline's truck. So you got to explain who that is. And why would Solo Sikoa need another person in his group when having his feud with Jacob Fatu with only Jimmy Uso on his side? That's only 2 people you got to worry about. They're already overpowered with how many Solo Sikoa has right now. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Judgment Day implodes. Now, was SummerSlam the right time for Finn Balor to turn on Dominic Mysterio? This has been a breakup that's been teased for months, if not a year. And it's almost as if WWE have shifted gears and are wishing to keep the Judgment Day intact. Mysterio is set to defend his Intercontinental title versus AJ Styles, and Balor costing Mysterio the title could be the way to shatter the group and thus propel Mysterio into babyface status. Mysterio received the ovation of a lifetime at WrestleMania 41, and WWE dropped the ball when it came to the follow-up. Due to Mysterio's work being consistent, they could easily get back to this kind of fan response for Mysterio, and Balor turning on him could be the way to achieve it. AJ winning the title could open the door for something fresh for the IC title, and if John Cena drops the WWE title to Cody Rhodes, then a feud between AJ and Cena over the one title that Cena has never won is definitely a recipe for success. Number 4, Jade Cargill snaps.
Unless he's using Roxanne Perez to kind of get him distracted or whatever. But I still don't understand how that would make sense. But, you know, if it happens, it happens.
One of the names on the main roster that appears destined for a heel turn is Jade Cargill. In recent months, the crowd have slowly been turning against Cargill, and this could come full circle at SummerSlam this weekend. Cargill is set to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's title, and the crowd is likely to be pro-Stratton, and Cargill should expect some boos. If WWE is planning on delivering a title change in the match, then a heel turn for Cargill is a viable option. The crowd are already treating Cargill like a total heel, so there's no harm in embracing this and allowing Cargill to explore being a heel for the first time in WWE. They could even book the match in such a way where the crowd begins to anger Cargill, and she ends up having verbal confrontations with the audience mid-match. This could lead to Cargill refusing to show Stratton any mercy, as Cargill in a Brock Lesnar style victory absolutely annihilates Stratton to win the title. Number 5, the 4th man is revealed. A SummerSlam 2025 could be the perfect opportunity to debut the last member of Seth Rollins' faction. It was reported initially that WWE could be looking to add a fourth member to the group, and with SummerSlam being one of the WWE's biggest events, and WWE wanting to treat the show like WrestleMania, the timing could be ideal. Two of Rollins' faction members, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, are set for tag action, and they will face Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Imagine if the fourth man debuts to cost Roman Reigns and Jey Uso the victory. This would certainly establish the new name as a huge threat, but this would mean that Reigns and Jey take a huge loss, which, let's be fair, seems unlikely. A smart way to handle this could be to debut the fourth man after the match and have the new stablemate join a collective beatdown on Reigns and Jey. This would draw instant heat and would still manage to make the new member look legitimate. But in relation to who this name could be, there have been numerous names thrown around. One of the most popular names suggested is Ethan Page. Page is currently the reigning NXT North American champion, but that doesn't mean he still can't debut on the main roster. Page is ideal for the role, as he's the perfect heel for the 2025 WWE landscape, and his in-ring work is incredibly consistent. Page also offers something completely different compared to Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and the different dynamics could certainly elevate the stable. One other name rumored is Ricky Starks, but this will mean that a heel turn will be needed, and whether WWE wants to pull that trigger just yet is unknown. But there are also various other wild suggestions such as Omos. However, it's unknown if WWE have any creative plans in place for the Nigerian giant, but it would also be a good fit. Number 6, a clean finish. Well, one of the prominent rumors heading into SummerSlam is that Seth Rollins' injury is a complete work. Rollins was repeatedly injured at Saturday night's main event, and there are numerous outlets that believe that this is a gigantic ruse. In fact, it was believed that WWE were legitimately planning a storyline that would see Rollins fake an injury only to return to cash in during CM Punk vs Gunther. Therefore, if Rollins' injury is indeed a work, then WWE would look to pull a swerve and deviate away from following the leaks verbatim. Fans are going to firmly expect to cash in either during or after Gunther vs Punk. But what if the match ends cleanly and WWE and the two men focus on delivering a classic matchup instead? WWE fans have become accustomed to major matches having interference and countless shenanigans. However, if WWE deviate away from this for this specific match, it would certainly help switch things up. When it comes to the winner of the match, there were a lot of fans pushing for Punk to win, which makes a lot of sense. However, there's a strong chance that Punk vs Cody Rhodes is one of the main events of WrestleMania 42 in April, so if this is planned, this could influence WWE holding off on crowning Punk as the new world champion. Number 7, a shocking.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did end it clean. Given the fact that majority of the matches on the card have these stipulations that leave it open for some type of interference happening, whether it's a triple threat match or a no DQ or a street fight or a cage match. So to have a match that is just a basic, straightforward, clean finish, it will be refreshing in the midst of all of this.
Speaking of Seth Rollins' injury potentially being a work, if it is a work, then there isn't a better match for Rollins to cash in on than John Cena vs Cody Rhodes Part 2. But Rollins has already teased cashing in on the WWE title, and Rollins returning to cash in on either Cena or Rhodes could be perfect. Nobody would see this coming, and it would truly close out SummerSlam Night 2 with one of the most shocking moments of all time. WWE could play this incredibly well, as if Rollins no-shows the Gunther vs Punk match, fans around the world are going to be adamant that the injury is totally legitimate. And then if Rollins reappears in Night 2's main event, it would act as the ultimate definitive swerve. Rollins walking out of SummerSlam as WWE champion could be the shakeup the main roster product needs. It's also worth noting that whilst most fans firmly expect Rhodes to walk out of SummerSlam as a two-time WWE champion, he's reportedly set to film a movie following the show, which will no doubt influence WWE's decision-making when it comes to who walks out with the gold. Number 8.
And then you already have a storyline that could happen there. Him and Roman Reigns still have issues, and for Roman to see Seth Rollins, a person he has a problem with, to have the title that he feels like he rightfully deserves, that already sells itself.
The turn. It's widely believed that SummerSlam will be the time and place for John Cena's babyface turn. It's inevitable that Cena turns back to his babyface status before December, and with Cena only having limited dates, this is the right time to deliver the turn. WWE could even plant the seeds for the turn before the match has even begun. As Cena is walking through the backstage area, he encounters various names he has wronged over the past few months, and even names he is yet to have encountered. Names such as Randy Orton, CM Punk, and even names such as AJ Styles and Triple H, all exchanging looks of disapproval and shame towards Cena, could be a very smart way to cast that shed of doubt in Cena's mind before the big match. There have been countless theories on how WWE are going to handle the turn, and one approach could be to have Cena slowly realize that he was in the wrong throughout the matchup. In fact, Cena's been teasing this every time he walks back to the backstage area, giving that look of, should I have done this? The crowd is likely to be pro Cena, and Cena could stop and ponder towards the crowd throughout the match as it dawns on him that they've always had his back and his grievances are misplaced. Another way WWE could handle this could be for Cena to attempt to gain an unfair advantage throughout the match, but he has second thoughts. This would work extremely well, and Cody Rhodes' mannerisms and performance chops could help get this turn over. If WWE does follow through with the Seth Rollins cash-in, then this could be the perfect opportunity to turn Cena babyface with a post-match angle. Cena and Rhodes could embrace following the match, only for Rollins' stable to beat down Rhodes. Cena could then debate whether or not to help Rhodes before ultimately deciding it's the right thing to do to a huge ovation. This is a match that is going to focus heavily on character and storytelling, and the street fight stipulation is only going to enhance this story. WWE have mastered cinematic storytelling in recent years, and if done well, this could be a cinematic display for the ages. At number 9, the final boss finally returns. It was reported on the road to SummerSlam that the final boss, The Rock, is not planned for the show. However, we all know that The Rock cares deeply when it comes to his public image, so if he sees that the tide is turning when it comes to his public perception, it wouldn't be too shocking for him to make a surprise appearance. The interesting thing about a potential Rock return here is that he's only needed for one single segment, and then he could go back to his other projects. The Rock being involved in John Cena's return to the babyface side of the roster is all The Rock needs to do, and if The Rock agrees to take an AA, it's even better. The Rock could interfere, and he could go to assist Cena only for Cena to refuse. The two can then exchange words only for Cena to lay out the final boss. Another way this could work is for Cena to lose the title to Cody Rhodes, and as Cena is sitting in the ring, The Rock makes a surprise appearance. The Rock verbally berates Cena, saying that he's completely let him down, and that's when Cena looks towards the crowd and realizes that The Rock has been the mastermind behind his change in morality, and a simple AA brings Cena back to the babyface status. This would expertly wrap the entire Cena and The Rock storyline, as they could logically explain that Cena was supposed to act in The Rock's best interest, but he didn't live up to the expectations. Cena could even address this directly in his subsequent babyface promos, and it would be a smart way of explaining why he actually turned heel in the first place and why his motivations made little sense when it came to his overall story arc in WWE. And number 10, Drew McIntyre replaced?
I
Now,
doubt
if you've been
that.
watching our recent news videos, you may have come across the story that Drew McIntyre is stranded in the UK. Drew McIntyre released a video on social media saying that he came to the UK for a friend's wedding, but is now stranded in the UK without his passport. McIntyre revealed that he needed his US passport to board his flight back to America. As according to PW Insider, McIntyre announced that he was denied the chance to board his flight back due to the fact that he didn't have his US passport with him, just his UK one. Now, McIntyre holds dual citizenship in both the UK and the United States, as he's been residing in the US in Nashville for many years. Now, McIntyre is set to team up with Logan Paul to take on Jelly Roll and Randy Orton at SummerSlam, but this match could be changed if McIntyre is unable to travel back to the US. One person who has stepped in is The Miz, who said that he wants to take McIntyre's spot at SummerSlam. Now, this could be a last-minute decision for WWE to make if McIntyre has to be replaced.
Yeah, The Miz replaces Drew McIntyre. I picked Logan Paul to take the pin, but The Miz will be taking the pin if he replaces Drew McIntyre, for sure.
Fans have also been calling for LA Knight to be the replacement, or even Carmelo Hayes. Who do you think should replace Drew McIntyre in the match? But there you have it, folks. The most shocking last...
Yeah, you know what? These last-minute rumors and spoilers, they're not that big of a shock to me. This is kind of some things I've been saying before in other videos. Not to say that I'm like a guru when it comes to these type of things, but yeah, these are some things that I kind of expected. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute, peace, have a great day.